Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And as I spoke with each of the three of you earlier, I am just so grateful for your work, for your commitment, and your willingness to talk about this. And it has been so interesting to me as someone who has worked to protect children and to really focus on what was happening with technology and in this virtual space. And it is astounding to me that there are laws in the physical space that protect children. You cannot endanger a child. You can't sell them alcohol. You can't sell them tobacco. You cannot expose them to pornography. If you were a liquor store and you were selling to kids, they would padlock your store and take away your license. But in the virtual space, our children are vulnerable 24/7, 365. And I think during the COVID pandemic, many parents realized what was happening with the phone and their child. That is why you're seeing bell to bell, no phones in schools. That's why you are seeing other laws take place. And Ms. Woods, as I said to you, I'm just heartbroken for you as a mother and a grandmother and having teenage grandsons. This is a fear, an absolute fear that parents have because the sextortion schemes and the targeting of young boys, it's like something that happens within a matter of hours and days. And I appreciated your comment about your son being murdered. He was targeted, and then he was literally cyber bullied to death. And this is why we need to pass the Kids Online Safety Act. This is why my REPORT Act, and Ms. Coffrin, you mentioned that, was signed into law. And more needs to be done to protect children in the virtual space. Ms. Woods, I want to come to you and just give you a minute to talk about why these platforms should be required to force safety by design and to put that burden on these social media platforms to root out these bad actors.
Yes, so there's a number of things that I would like to say with that. First of all, social media and different applications actually, I say, save face. So they say that they have parental controls. But did anyone know that on Google, if your child is 12 years old and once they turn 13, Google directly messages your child and tells them that they no longer need parental control and they can click here to opt out. That's what I mean by parental controls are not enough. We are put and made to have a responsibility as parents to protect our children in every way. And yet there's other obstacles involved that intervene in us parenting our child in the most appropriate way. The other thing too is that by social media actually making sure that we have laws in place like the Social Media Act, Parental Act, is making sure that we can monitor our kids better. But when there's acronyms like when my son said, "I'm going to kill myself," it would have alerted me. It would have alerted any parent that had lost their children's lives, and it would have told me something's wrong. I wish that even today, 3 years later, that I would have known half of the things that I would have had, or even be put in a position where I could have taught my son to come to us in certain manners. He came to us for whatever, if it was a hole in his sack, whatever he needed. But yet, our social media platforms took a time to not say anything.
So what advice would you give to parents right now, sitting there today?
My advice that I would give to parents is to talk to your children about sextortion and any other child exploitation. I knew nothing about it. Every parent that lives here today that has a child has a privilege I did not have. It is free. Let's talk about it. Let's educate our children. And what I would say to children is be vulnerable one more time. one more time. Yes, you may not have made the best decision. We are all that way. We make mistakes. You matter enough through your mistakes. I don't care what it is. You speak up. You say something. You stand up for yourself, because we can make sure that we have your back no matter what. I would give anything to have my son back. And if they have to learn, if they have to see James' face, if they have to see my tears, I'm going to make sure that it happens. If it means that I can save your grandchildren, I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
Senator Blackburn.